creating a new document under print, A4. Let me change this to point. Then orientation portrait, create. So I want to create, this is what we are doing now. This is the second to the last outline, design and align grid layout. Here you will learn grid layouts using InDesign, aligned text columns, looking in a very professional ways. This is what we'll be creating today. We'll be doing something like this today. Now, so if we have something of this nature, first thing we need to know is go to our settings. Before that, we have to have it in mind that what is our body test. But when we talk about what body test means is um, the write-up test, the actual write-up test, not the main test. Like in a novel, we have the topic, or in a textbook, we have the topic, then we have the subtopic, and we have the paragraph sections. Those paragraph sections are the body. So now let's check and decide our body test first. I'll click on test, then draw a box on it. We just want to check the size of our body test. So right click with fill width, let's fill it with placeholder text. We don't really need this. Then let's change the information. Now the point is 12 pt, so let's try to, it's too small, let's kind of give it. I'll be using, in this tutorial I'll be using 4 points. So now we now know that our body test, our write up now will be 14 points. The 14 points. We can save this possible. Just click on this option, save, then double click. This is the new one we just created. Double click. What this does is a paragraph style. What it does is it helps us to set categories, it set properties for a particular type of text or font in our projects, in our design. So I will write, let's say body, let's call this body copy. Then basic characters, we have general. These are the properties of this text. So anything adjustments will make will reflect. In case you want to, you can affect that or change the option from here, preview or not. So under general, it's based on the actual text. Then we come to basic character. Here we'll change, we'll pick a font for it. Let's be using the common Times New Roman. Then this, as you can see, the font size is 14. If you increase it, it will change. Can you see? But we are using 14. Then the leading is about 0. Let's change the leading to about 14 too. Change the leading to 14. We'll still go more in depth about what this means, the leadings and all of that, when we get to this when we get to the days for typography. Typography is actually the use of text. So then we'll come to indent and spacing. We can change the alignment, but for now we are not working on that. What we just need to know the actual size of our text. So the actual size of this text is 14 points. Let's take note of that. 14 point. Then we can decide to delete this. We don't really need it. So after that, again, we just want to get the size and know how it's going to fit in the document. So now we'll now come to edit, go to preference, then after preference go to grid. Then when we get to grid, we'll notice that okay, for this project under grid, it's saying start. We want our grid to start at 0, and end increment level should be the test size, which is that 14. That was the reason why we actually created our test size first before any other thing. Then view threshold should be 5%. Then we can now change. Let's change. I like to put the color about gray. I like to have the color in gray. Then we'll click OK. Immediately we have our nothing happened actually. The reason why it did not happen is because our grid is not visible on this document. So let's go to view, just with like we did for Photoshop. Go to view, then go to hide. Okay, I'll hide rulers. We can bring it back, show rulers. Then we'll go to view, then we'll go to let's grids and guides. Then we'll show baseline grid. So now after showing baseline, this is what we just created. show the grid lines. All this distance from here to here is 14 point, 14 point, 14 point. That's what we have now. So the next thing with this margin, this one that is looking like a box, we have to position it in such a way that it will stand, it will fall in on the baseline. Like for instance, now this is not falling on the baseline, but I guess this is falling on the baseline. So lucky us. Okay, what we'll now do next is that, don't know if Chidera is still there. Chidera is no more there. Chidera is gone. So what we'll do next is we'll go to view. Um, they will go to, sorry, I was just thinking about Chidera though. Then we'll go to layout, margins. Then we'll get to margins. We notice that our what was it called? Our will now create our margins. Then we turn on the make settings. It says whatever we do to one box will affect every other box. So we'll come here, turn it on. After turning it on, then we'll make sure our margin is okay. Let's make our margin fall under 3. So 3, 3, 3. So each of our margin, our point is 14 times 14 pt times, we want it to start on the 3 3 of the baseline. This 1, 2, 3. So we want to bring this one to 3. We can make it 4, then it will affect every other. That's 42 pt. Guys, it affected it. We were actually using 14. Why did we use 14? We use 14 because 14 is actually the distance from here to here to here to here. So now 14, 14, 14, that's 14 times 3. From here to here is 42 pt. That's what we actually did. From here to here, this is what we had. This was what we had before, and this is what we have now. So we'll press OK, and that is that about that. Then, as you can see, we have an issue here. There's this line, this margin is not on the actual baseline we created. It's not on the 14 distance of the baseline. It dropped down to more. So we have to get the distance from here. So to get the distance from here, what do? We'll create a shape. But before that, let's create an information. Let's go to a window and open our information tab. Information. Then this is, so what this information tab does is it shows us information about any object in the document. So let's create a shape. So from this grid, draw a shape and draw to this shape. So now what it's trying to say, as you can see now, okay, so this is what we have. After drawing it, we selected, and we use this to draw the shape. Let me do it again. We'll draw another shape, then we'll stop it. So can you see the width of this shape is 4.1 pt and the height is 6 pt. So now from here to here is 6 pt. From here to here now is 6 pt. So what we'll do is we only need the height. We use the information tab to get it. So we'll add up 6 pt from here. We add up 6 pt. So we'll go back to margin to edit, to layout, margins and columns. Then we remove this link again. Then we'll now plus 6 pt plus 6 pt. That's it. Then for the bottom, because we're on the bottom, this is the bottom margin, this section. This is the outside margin, this is the inside, this is the top margin, the outside and the inside. So the top margin was the one that aligned properly, the bottom margin was the one that did not align properly. Then I think within there was an issue. Basically, I think we did not get the actual. So let's cancel it and go back and measure this whole thing again. Okay. Okay, I think we should measure this instead. Okay, I think it's 850. Let's try 850 so that let's see if 850 will bring it close. 850, so let's go to layout, margins and columns. So we still uncheck. We have to uncheck it first. Plus 850. So 8PT is the actual one, so not the one at the bottom, the one at the inside. So 8PT aligned well. Then we are good to go. We can close this information tab. Then after that, let's count. We'll count the numbers of baseline we have, of these horizontal lines that we have. Let's count the numbers of baseline that we have. Still on shape, drag on shape, just create. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if we count 10, I think that's enough. 10 is enough. Let me give it a shape so that we don't need to double click on this. Then we can just press this. So this it's then let's duplicate this shape. Hold on Alt, drag down, drop one, hold on Alt and press Shift. Hold on Alt, drag, press Shift and release. This one dropped. Hold on Alt, drag down and press Shift. Okay. So now what happened is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One of these rectangles here is 10. And how many rectangles do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. That means the total lines here is 50. 50. Deleted. I just use it to measure it. So the numbers of grids we are going to have now have to be even. So we are creating grids of box. So we have 50 baseline. We have 50 baseline. So we come back here, then go to create guides, then we'll, then we now the gutter will be the size of our text, that 14 pt that we created initially. Then the numbers of rows will be this. Can you see there are changes coming up to that? Okay, now as you can see, the grid lines are not falling on our 14pt actually. The reason why it's like this is because we haven't actually we have to minus or remove one of these baseline from I just we have to remove one of this baseline from the actual margin. The actual margin is this colored one, then the baseline is the black one, just like the way I've said. We have to remove it from it. So what we will do now is that what I was trying to explain is this. We've created this. This cyan, this blue one is meant to be on the baseline now, but they are not following on the baseline. So, which is one of the major challenge you will face. And how do you resolve this challenge? You resolve this challenge by coming to minus the what was it? To coming to minus